we can play it back so you can have it. We have Ram that just joined us. What I would like to ask you to do before we start is to write down in the chat your name and email and phone number so that we can communicate onwards, and it would be very comfortable. The call will be recorded and will be available to you later on. So if we have the names in the chat, then it will be helpful.
Yes,
So
sure.
you can add
Okay, I'll do it.
the name in the chat box and the email and your details, and that would be lovely. Okay.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello, Dardan. How are you?
fine, you?
I'm so glad that we were able to connect in spite of all the challenges and difficulties. That was really nice. For quality control, I will also communicate, connect again with the another phone, so I can see how it looks like. All right, we have more people joining, and we have Eyal joining, and this is lovely. Okay. Very good. Hello. Setim.
Setim.
Okay. Good. Okay. Okay. All right, are we okay?
Yeah.
Oh, we still have more people coming. No, I think we're all set. Everybody's in, and I think we can start. Okay, excellent, very good.
Yes, Dardan will join us soon. He got stuck in traffic and he's almost home.
Okay, good. I saw him coming in first before, but oh, he was because he is connected, but he's connected, but he has the camera off. That's okay. All right, very good, excellent. Okay, so again, can I please ask you to put your names? Okay, beautifully, the name and the email and the phone number in the chat, so we can then communicate. Very good. Okay. All right. Very good. Our purpose today is to welcome you, to say hello, to get to know you, to tell you a little bit about the program, to hear a lot about you and about your schools and about your interests, so that we can tune the program. Does that sound right, Arben? Is this a good plan?
Yes, that sounds
Very good.
great.
Okay, let me make sure there's no noise here. I have to close the door for a minute.
Thank you.
This is a digital world, so you have your interest and your wife has another interest, and so you have to keep the separation because, all right. Let's see, we have more coming with Korchi and Wachi, and oh, more people are coming. Beautiful. All right, I don't think we have any problem with participants. We have large audience. Nice, very nice. We were concerned in the morning that not everybody joins. Okay, very good. Ram, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Ram is our program coordinator, and I will just leave here so that there's no cycle. Ram, there's light flashing back from the glass behind you. All right, this is much better. Dr. Ram Neyman is a young mathematics researcher or mathematical education researcher, and he has joined us for this year, and he is the program coordinator. We have Dvir joining us, and we have another fellow from Kosovo joining, so we have a large audience. How many people do we have altogether? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people. Beautiful, very good. Okay, so this call is recorded so that we will be able to hear and you'll be able to use it later. And please add your names and telephone numbers in the chat so we can follow up. We will go through an introduction and we'll get to know you. We'll tell you about the program a little bit, and it will be a good start. I have to apologize. I have another Rotary meeting at 7:30, but Ram will stay and will be able to carry on, and so will Eyal, who has joined us. Ram is our coach and Eyal is our coach. Eyal is an engineer and he teaches physics, and Dvir is also an engineer and he is an expert on modern education systems. Let's see if we can see them. Eyal, you can say hello, and this is Eyal, right? And Dvir is also on the picture. And now we will move over and listen to you. All right, but then you want to introduce the team?
That's okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, then. I am Fitore from Millennium Trade School in Pristina. I'm the vice principal of the school. And here with me, there is teacher Alida.
Okay, where is
Okay,
Alida?
she's waving already. Yeah.
Okay.
She is working with first graders this year, but she follows the students until the 5th grade. We also have the chemistry teacher, Mr. Shpetim Castroti here. Okay.
So you plan
is
to run the program with what age group this year?
We'll see according to what you say tonight.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, so you will listen to what we have to say and then you decide. Okay.
And then actually we have planned to work with these two teachers and to work with maybe 10 to 11th years
Yeah,
old.
this is the right age group.
Yeah, but we thought that if we have something, if you say something different, then we can adjust.
Okay, so you
to what
very
you
good, excellent, good. I'm glad you have so many teachers, and you teach sciences, biology, physics, chemistry.
Actually, I do not teach right now. I'm an English language professor.
Okay, excellent.
But I'm here to join this first meeting so that the whole team is here. Yeah.
Right.
And the work will be done by the teachers that I just presented and the students.
Excellent, very good. So he selected you because of the English, so you can speak, right?
No, they can speak English, but I guess
oh, they do
maybe
speak
because
English.
yeah, but maybe because so that they have the school support in this first meeting tonight.
Excellent, very good.
Yeah.
Okay, who comes next?
Green School. Hello. Yes.
Okay.
Hello from. Hello everyone. Hello from.
Go ahead. We hear you.
Okay. I'm a 5-year at Kotsere of Green School, director of the Green School. With me is Alberina Krasnicis, English teacher, and Pitore Machonis, the teachers, third class, and Drilona Behromi is a biology teacher, and Dardan Popovci is education of sports. I'm sorry for my English.
Okay, don't worry about the image. We can see you. I can see that you are driving, so concentrate on the road and stay safe, and we hear you very well. Did you think of an age group that you are planning? What age you are thinking of in terms of students?
From primary school to 9 class.
9, okay. So maybe
Yes.
the higher classes are better. The 9, 8, 9 is the best maybe for the program.
Yes.
Very good,
Yes,
excellent. All right, so we have 2 schools already. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Arben, you want to continue? Tell us who will talk next.
If you
Yes.
want to-
Good evening, everyone. From RCPI, it's myself, Dardan and Sud, who are participating tonight. So should I introduce myself and let the others introduce themselves?
Okay, all right. Okay, so we have
This is-
Alida, maybe?
Okay.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alida Vace. I'm a teacher in school Millennium Itret in Pristina. I work with the children from 1st till 5th grade. And I'm happy to be a part of this meeting and also of this program. Let's
Very
see
good.
what we can do next.
Excellent, excellent. Of course, you will have to look at the higher classes, at least 5th or more, because we are aimed at the middle school, but that's okay. You'll be able to make to bridge. All right.
No, we can
Okay.
adjust it, so.
Darden, do you want to say hello?
Hello. Did I turn on my mic? Yes, finally. So good evening, everyone. I just came in. A lot of traffic in Pristina these days, end of the year. But yeah, I'm a member of Rotary Club Pristina International since 2012. I have been in various functions in the club, from different committees to club president, and I am now country coordinator for Kosovo for inter-country committees. And I'm working with a number of countries to establish inter-country committees. We have just established one with Germany. We have inter-country committees with Turkey, Bulgaria, Slovenia,
Oh, beautiful.
North Macedonia, Albania. They are not very well functioning, and ideally we should have one with Israel soon. Israel just recognized Kosovo a month ago.
Right,
So
right.
now we will be establishing diplomatic relations as 2 countries. So I'm looking forward for establishing cooperation between our club and Israeli clubs. And I'm very happy for the cooperation between Kosovo schools and Israel schools, and also on a country level.
So on behalf of the Rotary in Israel, in Haifa, who established the connection, and the Rotary Water and Sanitation Committee of District 2490, I want to present their greetings. The Haifa club is the biggest club in Israel, and they welcome this collaboration. And I'm sure they will enjoy having an ICC collaboration with you, and a twinning arrangement and so forth. So you are more than welcome. And so this is lovely. So we have strong Rotary connection. And I, by myself, am very close to the Rotary. I'm not a Rotarian, though, because I'm running this program and it is so big. So it was advised that I am not a Rotarian to avoid any conflict of interest. But I am a Rotarian in soul. My father was the president of the Haifa Club. So I'm very close to the Rotary. And so it's a pleasure to have you with us. And we have another Darden with us, I think I saw before. We have a teacher called Darden too. Is that true? Darden Popovici? Popovic?
Hello, hi. Dardan Popovci.
Popovic, all right, very good.
Popovci.
Okay, we will eventually get it. All right, where do you come from?
I'm from Kosovo, Peja, city Peja, and teach in.
He is a PE teacher in Green School in Pristina.
Teaching what?
PE, physical education.
Oh, physical education, beautiful. Oh, we
Yeah.
have a lot of programs about the energy in the body and the consumption of water and all that. Very interesting. I'm glad you are with us. Excellent. All right. And we have Sile. Sile.
Yes.
All right. Hi, Sile.
Good evening, everyone. I am Sulale, a member of Rotary Club Pristina International. I was chair of WASH project for many years in our club, and with Arben, we still doing this project. It's nice to be with you tonight.
Thank you very much. It is welcome. You are welcome. You're all.
I am from Pristina, civil engineer living and working in Pristina.
Very good, very good. All right. So did we cover everyone? I think we have Drilona still that we didn't hear. Drilona, you want to say hello?
Yes, Drilona is my teacher.
Oh, I see. All right. Okay,
School.
okay.
Green School, yes.
Very good. Okay, so did we cover everybody? Is there anyone missing? Fitore? All right, so we covered everything. All right,
Yes,
very good.
She's a teacher in the Green School.
Okay, excellent. Okay,
Victoria,
so,
I'm just here now. I am Drilona and I am a biology teacher in Green School. And I also teach the subject in efficiency. Somebody with water, with electricity.
very good. Very good. Okay, welcome. We're glad you're here. Okay, so in order to expedite, I will make a short introduction of the program and give you the highlights. And then Ram and Eyal will stay on board and will be able to answer questions and to explore with you the areas of interest. What we will do is we will give you some introduction and we will send you a connection to the presentation and to all the material. And you'll be able to think over it. We have arranged a whole Christmas vacation for you, so you can think and do some homework and think about the subject you want to address. And we will meet again after the holiday, and you will have some ideas about how you want to proceed with the program, and we will work with you accordingly. So we have, it's beautiful time. So I will try to do a screen sharing here, and you will need to tell me if you see this correctly. All right, can you see the screen now? Ram,
yes, it is visible. It is
Yes,
visible.
yes, yes.
Okay, excellent, very good. Hold on a minute, let's see. All right, do you see it now as well?
It's on presenter view now, Amnon.
Okay, so maybe it is better to leave it as it was before. So this is better, so we would leave it like this. Maybe this is more convenient. Okay, we would leave it like this. Okay, can you see the whole screen? Okay, all right, so so I will go briefly through the program and you can stop me if you have questions. The idea of the twinning is for you to have sharing with us on the program, which is really an excelling program, and it is doing basic education of sciences using a methodology called STEM, science, technology, engineering, art, and math. It is multidisciplinary. And we want to show you how we turn water, which is a focus area for the Rotary, into a teaching material. So you study mathematics, physics, whatever, based on what you have with water. And the idea is that you can promote the knowledge of the water challenges and potential solutions by studying the situation in Kosovo. And along the same time, you can promote the knowledge of the basic sciences. So you get a mixture of basic sciences and the subject, and you promote the awareness of the challenges. So we started this program about 20 years ago, 15 of which we spent on this program. And we've had almost 15,000 students going through the program. So it's been very successful. And the Rotary has declared that it is a noteworthy program and asked us to promote it. So we do the STEM education. It is based on water. It is very relevant to the curricula, something that we make important for us, for you to understand that we're not extracurricular. You can use mathematics that you plan to teach, or English, or history even, or sciences. So it's not extra, you don't need extra hours. You do it within the teaching hours. And we do a lot of research and project-based learning, and we can show you how to do that. It is very futuristic and worries about the future with future solutions that we will show you how we do, and it bridges across cultures. So having you people with all the cultures, and we have Christians, Muslims, of course, Jews in Israel, and so forth. So this is very multidisciplinary, and with all the history that we had in Israel and that you guys had in Kosovo, I think this is a lovely opportunity to turn this into a futuristic education.
Can I stop you just a moment, Mr. Amon? Fitore had problems with internet. She wants to be part of the meeting again. Can you
It's
accept
okay,
her?
I'm in now, Shpatim. It's okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, I see this, that she's coming in and out, and I allow her back in every time that I can see her in the waiting room. That's okay. All right, so now, and so we've had the 15,000 students and so forth, and so we've covered that. There's a nice video clip about the whole program, but because we're short in time, I will skip it, but I will send you the presentation. So this is on YouTube, and when you look at the presentation, you click here, and then you get a good view of the way the program runs and all the aspects of it. And there is also a podcast which you can listen to, and it is very descriptive. Us as an organization, HiTeach, we train the teachers and we guide and we do the projects and the STEM, and we give you some ideas on that. We have e-learning support so that you will have content, and we usually encourage visits of schools to water utilities and facilities. Now, since it is difficult in the corona, we have virtual visits, which for you it is lucky because now you can come with us to the facilities in Israel, which are fairly advanced. So, and then we do the twinning when you are when you continue with the program and you have a subject that you study, like water shortages or maybe pollution that you find relevant to your place. We will match you up in twinning with a school in Israel. And so this way you can exchange ideas about the way water is treated in Israel and in Kosovo. And so the children get motivated on the future, and especially that they talk with the children. The way we make this communication is first we connect you with teachers so that you get to know each other, and then you do the work on your own and they do the work in Israel. And when you are ready and you have some report or a presentation or a video clip, you translate it to English and you exchange it. You send it over to Israel, they send to you their report. And so then you can provide feedback to each other, how different it is and how similar it is and so forth. So when you communicate, eventually, there is a subject matter to communicate over. So it's not just twinning. So this is the basic idea. And it means to increase the awareness, because there is a tremendous amount of money that's needed to invest in the infrastructure. And unless there is awareness, this will not happen. So this is the purpose. And the twinning goals is to really connect the children in doing that. So one of the things you want to do is to identify the area that you want to address, whether it is the treatment of wastewater or maybe the source of water and reclamation, or maybe it is advanced watering and irrigation. So we cover this subject, and we will provide you with example presentations in English as to how we turn this subject into curricula. So you will see how we turn desalination into a course in energy, and how you turn reclamation of wastewater into a course in biology. This you will have in English and you can see it, and then you can translate it to your language, or you can have the children involved in the process. But these are examples. We don't expect you to do exactly the same thing, but you can use this as an inspiration and then do something that is relevant to Kosovo. And of course, we encourage that you do it together with a water utility, a water company, the municipality, or a local expert. And this is very helpful because it makes this relevant for the children and they connect. And if you do not find, we can find some experts and talk to you about it. Of course, the situation in water in the world is crisis, and you know, and we don't need to go over the details, but Israel, and this is important, does 4 things to solve it. We reclaim wastewater, as you can see. We desalinate the seawater using reverse osmosis. We use the reclaimed water for irrigation, but we do it effectively with drip irrigation. And then we also prevent leakages, because leakages are sometimes 25, 30% in the urban life. And we apply these technologies broadly around the country, so that, for instance, the leakage in Israel is less than 6%. So this is a very impressive number. So we turn this whole thing into education, and this is really the package. And so the idea is to see that there are many aspects to the solution. It is not like one solution, desalination, and that's it. And also, it is changing. There are risks involved in that, so you need to really be able to research it and to worry about the future. So I think, Ram, if you can turn on the presentation, which I'm sure you have, I will change the control and will make you controller of the call, so you will be able to continue and now listen to the teachers. I will just give you an example of one thing. We have a demonstration of a virtual tour where if you take a look, you see this is a virtual tour that we will take you on, and you can see that you can walk around and the children can change the aspect of view. And so it's very, very interesting. So they actually go into the facilities and they see how it is built. And you see, I'm moving the picture with my fingers. So the children can do this with the cell phone. And so it is very, very exciting. And we will be able to take you on such tours. So this would be very interesting. Okay, so let me stop here and turn the presentation to Ram, and Ram will continue by making Ram the controller of the call, because I have to join the Rotary in a different meeting. Ram, are you ready? Ram? Ram, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm ready. I hear you.
All right, okay. So we will make Ram now make host. So Ram will be the host, and he will provide you more answers and more discussions on the program. Thank you very much and good luck. And I'm sure we will have a wonderful time together working on the program. Thank you for joining us tonight. Okay, Ram, are you in control?
Yes. Let me just share the slideshow, the presentation. Can you see my screen now, the presentation again? Amnon, you're on mute. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay, it's visible. Great. So I'll stop about where Amnon. I'll start where Amnon stopped, and we will continue from there. So as Amnon discussed before in the previous slides, the point, the general point is to try and connect the subjects of water reclamation or whatever it is that you choose to base your project on, and to link it to your curricula. That means that we don't just talk about water in general, we try to connect it, first of all, so it does have, the children will be interested in it because it does have relevant to their life, but most of all because it has relevant to their curricula of school. As Amnon presented, we're talking about STEAM projects, which means that we're focusing on science, technology, and arts and engineering. So most of the projects we're talking about are so far usually are around these areas. So far, by the way, so far from what Amnon has discussed, do you have any questions? No questions? Everything was clear?
Yes.
Okay, great. So,
אולי תשים במוד הצגה, זה לא יראה יותר טוב?
אז תגיד לי אם יש לי פרזנטר ויו, אני פשוט לא רוצה שזה יהיה פרזנטר ויו. בוא נראה רגע. זה פרזנטר ויו?
לא.
אוקיי, אז אפשר...
All good,
אוקיי, בסדר גמור. אוקיי. So, one of the major problems that the world is dealing right now, and it's not just in Israel, it's worldwide, is the issues with water. Whether if it's leakage, whether if it's the lack of water in many countries. And this is why we focus our interest in water. This is why Hands Across Water is that's what we're focusing on. And we want to talk about different ways, first of all, to preserve water, to save water. This is what we want to teach the children. Israel is one of the leading countries, it's actually the #1 leading country in the world in water reclamation and in purifying water for drinking water, for fresh water, from seawater. And so we use the industry in Israel and the innovation that we see in Israel in order to teach the children and actually connect our project with the industry and actually to bring the industry to the children, whether if it's through the 3D, the 360 degrees virtual tours that Amnon showed you, or whether if it's by presentations and the project we bring to classes and project we do in classes. So one of the things, another thing we do is, for example, in water desalination, we share a lot of knowledge with not only with the industry, we also have a lot of collaboration with the academic world. And one of the institutions we are collaborating with is the Technion, which is the Israeli Institution for Technology, one of the best institutions in the world. And we collaborate on the basis of water desalination. They have a water desalination lab there, and students in Israel before the corona used to go there. We used to see the facilities and learn about it from the professors, from the investigators, from the scientists there. Today we're doing it either by Zoom or we're using the 3D tours, the interactive tools that Amnon was talking about. But basically what we're trying to emphasize here is the ways that in this matter, water can be desalinated and how the process is going on. And through learning, for example, desalination of seawater, the children can learn about osmosis, about reverse osmosis, about energy consumption and energy movement from different types of energy. By the way, Eyal, if you have anything to add, feel free to step in any step. Let's see a short, did Amnon showed you present the video in the desalination factory in Ashkelon? Let's see a short example for the desalination factory. So what we're about to see is a short video of the visiting a virtual visit in a desalination facility, in a high-tech desalination facility in Ashkelon, Israel. And this is one of the ways we use to teach the children about desalination in these times where the corona does not allow us to actually visit, physically visit in the facility itself. And it also allows us to also share this knowledge and share these visits with schools abroad, which means we can also send you these visits and we can build a lot of the studying on these virtual visits.
לסיור וירטואלי במפעל ההתפלה באשקלון. הסיור הוקלט עם מצלמת 360 מעלות, הם עוברים סינון, נשאבים בלחץ גבוה לתוך משאבות הלחץ הגבוה ואת
I want to show you just a second the video itself.
It's not show that my
מעבירה את הלחץ.
לא רואים את הוידאו עדיין.
Yeah, we have a problem with it. I'll try to get back to it later. We'll try to get back to it later. Let's see if it's working on the virtual tour itself. Can you see it now?
לא, תפסיק את השיתוף של המצגת ותשים, תשתף את המסך של תשתף את החלון של הוידאו.
Ram, did you start sharing and chose to share the PowerPoint or the whole screen?
No, and I'm sharing the screen now, so you're supposed to see. Do you see the movie now?
I think now it's okay.
Okay. Yeah. So what we're about to see is a recorded visit to the Ashkelon desalination facility. So let's see just a few seconds, so a short section of it before we continue. So, so you can see, you can hear Amnon explaining in Hebrew in the background, but what I want you to see is while the video is playing, we can actually turn around with the mouse. I'm actually changing the view so we can actually see what's going on around us throughout the visit, throughout the recording. And we enter some of the places in the facility so we can see the desalination process.
סינון החול שראינו קודם, והמים יוצאים למטה בפתחים הגדולים, גם בצד ימין וגם בצד שמאל.
So basically, the students can visit by themselves the facility. They can hear the explanations. We can also build upon these explanations. We can build different types of experiments and classes, and they can visit them themselves. They can choose what viewpoints they want to see in each point and move around the facility itself. Let's get back to the slideshow. Okay. Can you see the slideshow now?
Yeah.
Okay. So far, do you have any questions? Is everything clear? Do you hear me?
כן, שומעים.
Okay, great. Let's move on a little bit forward. So again, what we do in these team projects, we harness the laws of physics in, for example, learning how water pumping works. For example, in cities with mountains, cities that sit on mountains like Haifa, where I live, you have to learn how the water reaches the higher parts of the city, how pumping water works, and we use physics in order to teach the children how these things works. Again, when the situations allows us, we take the children out, we go to the field, and we conduct experiments in order to understand these things. So that the basic things is that the students should actually feel it with their hands. They should do the experiment, they should see how it works, they should feel the laws of physics, and instead of just watching the teacher explain it in the classroom with the presentation, we want them to feel and actually understand how these things work. So again, we honest also, we do a lot of collaboration with different companies, with the industry, with this, for example, is Barmad, which is a company that builds and develops hydraulic valves. and which helps to preserve water. And what another project we did is to teach children through the ancient wells in Israel. We have a lot of ancient wells. We have different water systems, ancient water systems around Europe and around the world. And in Israel, we have different wells that we use them in order to teach the children, again, the laws of physics, about mass, about work and energy. So this is one of the things we do. And again, here, as you can see in the picture, the children are going out to the field. They go to sea to visit one of these wells and actually activate the well and use it in order to pump water and to learn about the physics of the ancient wells and learn about physics in general on the process. One of the we have a gear of sensors that we also use in our experiments maybe Dvir, could you also explain about the sensors themselves? Say a few words about the sensors.
Yes, hi everybody. I'm sorry I'm not turning on the video, but I'm actually not feeling well. But I hope you can hear me well. We are using data logging sensors in order to provide live data streams that we can analyze quantitatively and qualitatively with the children on site while conducting experiments. This includes water quality sensors. It includes mechanics, rotation, acceleration, gyro, and electricity measurements as well, such as voltage and I'm sorry, voltage and current. We can actually have a full spectrum of analysis in terms of power, efficiency, water pumping, and of course, water quality such as pH, salinity, conductivity, and other very important measurements for treated water coming out of the desalination plant, and in different waste processing facilities, they also use robotic instruments that has these kind of sensors in order to conduct constant monitoring of the water quality that it's being processed. Thank you.
I think I lost the screen sharing here. Let me get it back. Can you see it now? Do you see the
Yes, you're back
sharing?
online.
I'm back online?
No, yeah, but
okay, let me just get back to where we were. So each year we do a competition, and the children, basically the project, our aim is that in each project we do in each year during we bring the children and they do a little competition where each group develops some kinds of project by itself, whether if it's a poster, like an academic poster, or whether they build a water pump. In each school they choose whatever they want to do with us, with our guidance, and we meet and we do a little competition in the Technion. That's what we do with the children in Israel, and that's how we conclude the academic year with the children, basically. I want to hear what you think about this project. If you have any questions so far, what do you have to say about what we said so far, what Amnon presented before me and what Dvir presented?
Oh, this is Dardan. So I'm in Rotary. Again, not a teacher, but I'm just, while you were speaking, I was continuously thinking what we could do here. We have Kosovo is the country that has the lowest amount of surface water per square kilometer in Europe. And I think when if in the future there will be water issues with the global warming, and I think we have the chance of being hit the first in our continent. So I was, while you were explaining your engagement in Haifa, I was thinking what we could do here. We have a lot of loss. We have, I think, Sul knows better than me, but I think we have 40% loss of water in our grid. So that is a huge issue in Pristina, which is the biggest town in Kosovo. We do not have access to the sea, so water salination is not something relevant for us. I think drinking water for agriculture usage, well, there is a lot of dumping of garbage in the rivers. So that is also another issue of water in Kosovo. So I don't know, this is just a brainstorming that I was having.
So there's a wide variety of subjects that we can actually explore in Kosovo itself. And as you said that you don't have access to the sea, so desalination is not an option. But you mentioned leakage in the grid, more than 40%, which is a lot. In Israel, it's less than 10%. So there's a lot of where to go to in this sense. So this is one thing to study and learn. Another thing is reclamation of water. So if you don't have the option, the possibility to desalinate seawater, then you should make sure, for example, that the water that you do use, you reuse it again. And that's one of the things we do in Israel is reclamation of water. And we reuse more than 80% of our water from the industry, from agriculture, and we use it again. So you actually almost double the amount of water that you can use that are available to you. And in places like Kosovo that you don't have a lot of, let's say, potential water resources, that's a huge thing to develop. And I also think that that's on a more of a personal note, that's my opinion, but the whole view of water as a country, an issue of a certain country, is wrong, because you can just look at what's going on in Syria. In Syria, for example, the riots, the civil war started from a few years of drought that led people to get angry of the government. And you can say that it's a problem of Syria, but then now you have millions of refugees all over Europe. So you can see that it's from very early years in history. It's always been the same. People move to where there is water, and you have refugees in Europe because of water crisis in different areas of the world. So it does, that's the motivation. That's what we have to resolve. A lot of the global, we can see it as a global issue and not as a local issue. So I agree with you. I certainly agree with you. Anybody else want to say? Maybe somebody from the teachers want to relate to the subject we talked about and how they can relate to it in their curricula?
Yeah, in fact, I'm a chemistry teacher, so we cover these topics. We also have had some projects in the past for what Dardan said before. We calculated the amount of the water used in agriculture, which is purified for drinking. So yeah, we had some in the past. So maybe in the next other meetings, I can share them with you.
We would love to see it. Yeah. If you have anything that you've made, any calculations, yeah, we would love to see it. We really like to create different models in Excel or whatever, and to calculate things and to actually learn math, for example, through this kind of computational models. That's one thing that we really like to do, to prepare with the kids. So yeah, that's a great idea. Anybody else?
I think some idea that we employ here in a few groups in Israel, and maybe you can find it interesting for you as well, is to, for instance, we collect data about the water quality in our town, in our village, and we compare it to the water quality that other people or other student gets in different schools, and we try to learn from it. We investigate the different parameters of which you employ to measure the water quality, and then you learn from it the chemistry. You learn from it certain things in biology, and through this you get you create projects that involve also data processing and the children get involved in what is happening in their vicinity. Many of them get quite interested to know what they are getting to their homes, and what they are drinking, and what they are using in their families or in their villages. So it creates around the water issue, the water subject, a lot of interest and a lot of learning that comes. You might say as a byproduct, but it's the main product in the end of the day. So I think if what we try to do, and it's we do it with the teachers here, and of course we can do it with you, is to think where to take these issues around the subject of water, the various subjects of water, like avoiding leakage, or the quality of water, avoiding pollution, reuse of water, etc., and to see what is relevant and interesting in your vicinity. If the school is in the city of Pristina, and there is the leakage issue, or the loss of water, so maybe let's focus on the loss of water and investigate how this can be reduced, and you can get cooperation from the authorities with the aid of Rotary, and to get data, to get the options to visit the places, to see in your own eyes, and the children can see in their own eyes, and understand these issues. So that's the main idea.
I'll add to what Eyal said, that we also encourage that you also find, for example, in Pristina, but no matter where you are, whether if it is a local industry in the area of water treatment or reclamation, whether if it's somebody in the academia that you can collaborate with and bring it to the class to talk with the kids, or do any kind of collaboration with labs in the university around you, that's something that we encourage and we want to see happen as much as possible, because that supports the program. And so along with what Eyal said, that's another thing to think of, because that's something that can also bring a lot of new ideas to class and to your projects, and to support them. So we are towards the end of the meeting, and if you have questions, so feel free, I'll stay. But also, so how do we advance from here is, I think before the next meeting, we will send you to the mails that you sent through the chat. We will send you some of the presentations, the materials that we're working on, that they are all in English, that you can see and learn from it. And it'll give you a lot of ideas to experiments and projects that we can that you can choose with your specific school or class. And what we want to do is that by the next meeting you will have some kind of an idea of what is the project that you are aiming to, some kind of working some kind of schedule or work plan that you want to pursue. So you can present it next time, and we will talk about it. And along with Amnon, we will give you our feedback and how we can help you with it and give you the guidance that you need, the materials that you need, etc. How does that sound?
Oh, since the teachers are not responding.
We are not responding because we also need more materials. The materials that you're gonna send to us, and then we will check all, together with the students and see what's happening next.
Of course.
Because also for us it's not very explained. I'm talking for myself because I was on the way coming home, and sometimes I just cannot have an access on the meeting. So for me personally, I need more materials and guides to know about the project, about the things.
Okay, so first of all, Iberina, you can see the recording on the internet. We will post it on YouTube so you can see it. We will send you a link on the mail. And also, yes, we will send you the materials so you can see it. If you have any questions, feel free to mail us and we will write back with answers. We can also meet again or talk specifically with any of you that if you have any specific questions. But yes, but by the next time, we want to advance and have some kind of an idea of a project or a direction of a project that you thought of. And after you see the materials, it'll be more, I think it'll be clearer. You'll have a better grasp of what we're aiming to.
Yes, of course. And what was the age of the students that we are going to work?
So we're working with, let's say, between seventh grade and 8th grade, 9th grade. And we can adjust the materials and make adjustments to the materials, but basically the perfect aim as we see it is the 7th, 8th, 9th grades.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, can I also ask another technical question? Yes. How many students and teachers should a team contain? The
how
school
many
team.
Students and teachers?
Students and how many teachers?
Well, that really depends on you. Usually what we prefer is to have 1 or 2 classes in the first year, okay, because it's a kind of a pilot to see how it goes. When we start a project with a new school. And from there we continue. And we have in Israel, we have schools that in my city, we have a program for the whole municipality. So it depends on the school, in your needs. And usually, even in specific class, we see sometimes that we have a group of students within the class that are more interested and they take the lead and they do the project. And that's okay too.
Yeah, sure. And how many students between a class, between a group class?
How many students?
Yeah, between.
It really depends on you.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I have some questions on the macro level because we will be on the side trying to help Arben, Sul, and I. So how long is the project for? I want everybody to hear
the answer?
So what we aim, so it's a twinning program, and we want you to collaborate with the school in Israel. We want, or Israel or another school in Europe. And the purpose, if you want to get you collaborated with another school in Israel, then it have to be, we have to start working on it, because the schools in Israel are already working on it. We want to finish with the projects around March this year, which that's not a lot of time. But again, we do adjustments because it's already late in the academic year and we're starting in relatively late. We can make adjustments, and it really, again, it depends on the teachers. It depends on school. If you want to take it and pull it and say we want to finish around May or June, depending on your needs, then we can do it. And we can do the collaboration, the twinnings with the Israeli schools up until to the point that they finish the project, and then you continue with your own materials.
But the Rotary International project is for 2 years?
The Rotary International project?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So who is from Rotary here again? Sorry, from the Israeli side. Who's from Haifa Club?
Amnon.
There are no more Rotary. No, there are no more Rotarians present in the conversation. But yes, it is. The program already runs for 3 years. This is the 3rd year on working on the former grant.
Yeah.
The new grant has started this year, and I do believe it is planned for the next 3 years as well.
Yes, yes.
But as I said, we are not the Rotarians. You should verify this information with Amnon on a later meeting.
I just wanted everybody to hear, because we chipped in the project. So we are part of the Rotary Club Haifa project, and the project, I think, is for 3 years. So I don't remember for sure, but I think it's 2 or 3 years. And then this is then the start. Then we can see in the next stage how to continue. This will be a learning for us too, and we will see how to continue further, whether to expand here independently or together with Haifa. We will decide together what's the best. But for us, it's important that we have a sort of tracking system whereby, I mean, for us, I'm speaking here from members of RCPI, Arben, Sül, and I. For us, it's important that we have a sort of tracking system so that we know where we are going long term for the whole duration of the next 2-3 years, whatever the time frame for the project is, and how can we follow up with what's happening and what needs to be done, and then also what our role can be in terms of supporting the project from the side. So I hope we will clarify this in due course.
So yes, we will clarify it in the next meeting. Amnon will talk about it. He's the Rotarian on our side, so I'm sure he will have the clearest answer, and he will do it. Yeah. Anything else that you want to ask and say? No? Okay, so as I said, we will continue the session. We will set another meeting. We will talk about it through the mail, and set another meeting so we can see how we advance from here. It was a pleasure to see you all, to meet you all. And can't wait to start collaborating with you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Thank you too.
Thanks.